Hey guys, here are the dinners that we had over the week. I can't remember exactly what days each meal was, so I haven't included it. So the first night we had leftovers. I made baked salmon with lemon pepper seasoning, and then I did a quick fried rice thing with leftover frozen peas, sweet corn, and some leftover rice that I had in the fridge. I also added a sprinkle of this Japanese rice seasoning that my daughter picked up when we went to the Korean shop. And I made it with some roasted asparagus and peppers. None for my kids because they don't like either of those vegetables. And I had mine with sriracha sauce. The next night I made a quick roast potato and chicken tray bake with chicken thighs and drumsticks and just some potatoes, and then I steamed some broccoli with a little butter and salt and pepper. I didn't have very much because I had a snack not too long before dinner. So yeah, it kind of ruined dinner for me. And then the next night I did corned beef with steamed potatoes and cabbage. I just put the salt beef from Costco actually with some onions, carrots, bay leaves, peppercorns, etc. And I just simmer it for about 3 hours and it cooks really nice and tender. And I usually serve it with a white sauce, usually with parsley, but we didn't have any parsley. The next afternoon I made some soup. I made a butternut squash soup. I have a recipe for this. I'll put a link down below. It's really delicious. And I also made some bread. I made just regular white bread because my daughter hasn't really been enjoying the sourdough bread I've been making. So I bought a loaf of bread over the week, but that went fast. So I made another 2 loaves, which were just amazing. It's so nice having freshly baked white bread, just simple white bread. It was so nice. So we ate most of the first one, and then I sliced the second one and I stored it in the freezer for sandwiches and stuff during the night. During the week. And so these are the portions of soup left over. Next night I made a Nigerian dish. It was an oxtail stew, which is just made by browning lots of oxtail, and then you blend tomatoes, bell peppers, chilies, onions, garlic, and ginger, and then you just pour that into a pan with sauteed onions. My daughter was helping me today. And so you just pour in the blended tomato mixture, and you just cook it for a very long time because oxtail takes forever to cook. So you just season it with thyme and a stock pot, and I put the browned oxtail pieces back in, and I let it simmer. Sorry, I'm really tired today. I let it simmer for about 3 hours, stirring really well about halfway through. And when it's cooked, the meat gets really tender and it falls away from the bone. And I served it with polenta and sauteed kale. So this is kind of a Nigerian Western fusion. This is a much easier way for me to make this dish. It's usually a lot more involved and that kind of thing. And so you eat it with your hands traditionally. That's how I eat it. And it was delicious. It was like comfort food. Next night I made burgers, my bacon mushroom burgers with roast potatoes and salad. I'll put a recipe link for this as well down below. I just made 6 patties. We only had 4 amongst us, I think, that night. And it's delicious. I love this burger recipe. It's so simple, but so nice. And then we had it with the vegetable salad mix that I got from Costco, which was also really, really good. And I served it with roast sweet and white potatoes and some sweet corn as well. Really good. This is one of my favorite dinners. And then, the next night I made this amazing curry. It was called Royal Chicken Korma from this wonderful cookbook. I really recommend this cookbook. It's so good. Really lovely recipes in it. And this curry is just wonderful. There are quite a few steps involved. So you have to salt some onions and then deep fry the onions, soak nuts and all sorts of things. And it's just like a lot more steps involved than I'm used to, but the results were just out of this world. My husband actually described the curry as glorious. It was so good. So yeah, so after deep frying the onions, you blend it with hot water. You cook everything in lots of ghee. And I happen to have some ghee that I made a few months ago during my paleo phase. So yeah, you just saute the onions and then you add the blended onions and blended nuts and some stock. Wonderful. Very, very, very delicious. And then you add yogurt and double cream at the end. So good. And after dinner I made some hot chocolate with this amazing cacao powder I got from Costco. This is what it looks like inside. It looks like sand. And I just mixed it with some coffee creamer, powdered coffee creamer. And I added a little bit of hot water to dissolve the cocoa first, and then I just topped it up. And it made a really delicious cup of hot chocolate. So good. And then finally on the last night I made a quick roast potatoes and peppers with tilapia. I also got the tilapia from Costco, and I like to defrost it by just putting the bags in hot water. And it defrosts in like 15 minutes. It's amazing. It's a really good technique. It's so good that the fish fillets are vacuum packed individually. You can defrost them so easily and quickly. So I just seasoned them with salt, pepper, and some stock powder, and I pan fried in a little olive oil, and I served it with steamed broccoli and the roasted potatoes and peppers. And that's what we had on our last night. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.